Hey everybody, welcome. Add this. Sorry, had to add the stage. Hold please. Yeah, I got home super late today. Hey Lisa, hey Cynthia. So now trying to get my camera in here. Anyway, my little holder has it's all sticky, so trying to get in here with like a paper towel. Oh, it's one of these Arcan holders. Um, but hey, Jimmy Gibbs. Yeah, like the grippy things that had something soft in it that my phone used to slide. Well, that started curling up, so I decided let me just peel this off. Fail, because then it was all sticky. Hey, Penny. And it made my phone sticky. So let me just make sure. Is this kind of straight? No. Let's give it a little move. Okay. Then we'll go back here. Yay. Okay. So, yeah, I just got home like 10 minutes ago. Ugh. I was off. So, Tuesday and Wednesday. Hey, Nancy. So, surgery went good on, well, good as can be, right? On Tuesday. If Carol comes on or she's on here now, Carol Martin. Hey, I think it was Carol Korleski that had something with her nose before, but she was right. It does hurt. I mean, they numb you up, but it hurts after. Like my whole face hurt on Tuesday. So ice packs, Tylenol, all good. I finally took off the compression bandage or pressure bandage, something like that. Took that off this morning, and yeah, it's still like red and swelled up, but they said they got it all like the first swipe. So they had told me be prepared to be here all day because they cut some out, slice it up under the microscope, test it. That can take like 45 minutes, whatever. Then if they need to, they go back and take another slice, do the same thing. So I guess they took enough the first time, but anyway, they said, got it all, it's good. So then they stitched it up, which I guess I had no idea how big of a cut it was going to be. But it is literally like from the top of my nose all the way down, like boop. So we'll see. Hopefully, the swelling, everything will see how, like, my nostril. I told Diane, I'm like, my nose holes aren't the same anymore. But hopefully, that's just like until it's all like swelled, unswelled, and healed up. We'll see. Because I don't want to get it cut on again. Like, that wasn't very pleasant. Yeah, the nose cone. Well, I think I'm gonna have to switch to band-aids tomorrow because they say, use Vaseline and keep it covered up. And I got 14 stitches, so it's a lot of stitches. But they're the dissolving kind, so I don't have to go back and like get them cut out. Um, but yeah, I don't like this haul thing because it messes with where my glasses sit. So like all day at work, I was like, ugh. So anyway, I think maybe band-aids will be more flat. So yeah, Carol, I hope so. Once everything goes down. All right, let me find my notes since I was so late getting home. Okay. Yeah, so today we're gonna do wedding and anniversary cards. And the reason is today is my actual 24th anniversary with Stampin' Up. What? Yay, yay, yay. So yeah, June 20th, 2000, that is the day that I joined Stampin' Up. And I mean, if Sue and Gail come on later or they're here now, or even if some of you may know from 24 years ago, things are a lot different than they used to be. When I signed up, there was, yeah, Jamie goes, today is the day. There was no online stuff when I signed up. When we put our orders in, we had to do it. Hello, one ringy dingy, two ringy dingy. We had to do it on the telephone. Um, I got a computer so I started in June. Dave got me a computer for that Christmas, and then I was all on it. But we didn't order online. We didn't have anything catalog online. Like it was weird. But I think within that first year, we started seeing stuff online like that we had to log in to see. But yeah, putting our own orders in online, you did it over the phone. It was crazy. And it was weird because you had to have like all your numbers and all your total. So if you were putting in a workshop order with like, 10 or 15 orders, whatever, you had to have everybody's totaled and, correct. And then you had to have like the grand total and you had to give them the numbers ahead of time, like your totals, like money due and all this. It was cuckoo. Like I never understood all that. I thought that was a poor way of having us to do stuff on the phone. But things have changed. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jimmy Gibbs. Yeah, things are very different now. Um, so yeah, 24 years. That's crazy. But that's why I wanted to do wedding and anniversary cards today. Because I figured, hey Carol, I was telling earlier, I was like, you were so right about this hurting. Ugh. We're not gonna go into that again, but yeah, hopefully all my swelling will go down in another week or so. I just had this done on Tuesday. Um, yeah, Penny, as a customer, we just had our demonstrator do it. That's exactly right. But there was a lot of other things different too. Like they didn't have the nice designer series papers. They had pattern papers, but they were 8.5 by 11. And I think I remember I didn't like them at first. They were real like country looking. I didn't, a lot of stitchery stuff and I didn't like it, but they were one sided. That was the thing. Ugh, and thinner. So yeah, they've improved a lot over the years. Catalogs have improved. I would say that until this year. I think this year is a fail. But yeah, seen a lot of different things. And yeah, and then right about a year after I signed up is when I went to my first convention. And that's where I met Gail and Sue and my friend Virginia. And I think Dai came the next year. Our friend Nikki. Yeah, Peggy used to own some of the scrapbook kits. Yeah, remember when we did those? That was probably 4 or 5 years after I started that we started getting those scrapping kits or something. Yep. Um, but yeah, so I figured we'll do wedding and anniversary cards because realistically, you can take any card and make it a wedding or anniversary card, right? It's just about changing the greeting. So the cards that I'm going to make tonight, I'm going to make two cards tonight and a box, a gift box that will you can use for anything at all. You just change colors, change stamps, all that. Hey, Marlene, you're not late at all. I was running my mouth and we're getting ready to get started, so didn't miss a thing. So we're going to do a wedding and an anniversary. Hey, Karen. And then a box, like I said, can use it for anything. Baby shower, wedding shower, birthday, just because. Like it's all about your colors and what you pick to use, right? Your papers, your stamps, all that. And then after, well, actually, I'm going to show you one thing when we go down here. At the end, oh, I got a little itch. At the end, I will show you some close to my heart stuff. So remember I told you a couple weeks ago, they have 12 by 12 cardstock that comes like 20 sheets in a pack, which I love the idea. So I got 2 packs of that, and I was just going to show you like color comparison, what it looks like compared to what I thought, like pumpkin to our pumpkin pie, because that was one of the colors I got. So I'll show you those. I ended up putting an order in last week and I got the Close to My Heart scrapbook kit. So this looks like they're going to have something like this every month. And I think it's kind of cool. But it makes six pages. So like 3 2-page layouts. And this one has to do with at the lake. So that's like the theme. So I'll just show you that real quick. And the 2 new kits that I got from Stamp It Up. And we'll do that afterwards. So if you don't want to hang on, if you don't care to see those, then you can just drop off, right? So, all right, let's get to it. Let's see, solo layout. Oh, here's my first thing that I worked on Saturday when I was at a crop. So I use these like half composition notebooks. I generally keep them for about 5 months, and I just write all my things on it, like important stuff that I need to always remember. And then here's what we're doing today. But I always do a little paper clip so I can, kind of match it. So let me get this in here. So I did this Saturday at a crop, and this is a pocket. So I like glue some of the pages together, fold them over, and then put some cardstock on both sides. So see, how you can kind of see in there. I've got that page. So I take like 2 pages, glue them together, then fold it down, then 2 more pages, and then glue it together right here. And that makes this pocket. And then you just put paper on it, makes it a little bit sturdier, and it holds a whole bunch of stuff. And then I also put a page front and back with just designer paper. So this is a flat pocket. So just glued all around here. So you can't really put a ton of stuff in. Yeah, this one I've got like 4 or 5 things. So enough. But I love it. I used the zinnia papers and then I stamped. This I colored with the Gorgeous Grape, and that was a fail. That was like the first marker I put on there. So I wasn't really gonna, I didn't feel like redoing it, but I should have gone with the Highland Heather for both of it because that's just too dark. But so hi Anna. So that was one thing I got done Saturday, and now let's get to this. So we're gonna use at least a couple of things, and I actually used this also, Forever Forest, but we're gonna use Stippled Roses, Kindest Expressions, and Layers of Beauty. So I'm using Happy Anniversary out of that. And they don't all have to be flowers. So, and that's going to be our first one. It's going to be not flowers. So what did I use? Well, we're going to make a set of rings. And I was actually using the Spotlight on Nature dies. And remember, I've got the measurements that I posted. These are for all the dies. So just hold that up. Hey, Rose Carrie. So I used the third one in, and then I used one of the layering circles. So you're going to pick whatever metallic paper you have. I don't even, we have some metallic paper now, but I have so many piles of it. I just pulled out, I had some called brushed metallic. I know that's old, but that's what I'm using. So if you wanted to make your, we're going to make rings out of these and like interlock them. So I just did, let's look at these dies, because the third size in on both, this is this one right here. And then this one does the, how it cuts it out, like that pattern. I just thought that was a good size. You could have gone smaller, but I wanted it to be like, take up most of the card. So our base is 5.5 by 8.5. And this I did the thick, the basic white thick. I like the thick when you're doing just a white base. And, you know, now we no longer have very vanilla in the thick, but whatever. All right, then I've got a piece that is 4 by 5.25, and I ran it through the new eyelet embossing folder. You could just pick whatever folder you have, right? That looks pretty. I didn't feel like the eyelets were totally flowery, girly, but I didn't want something like painted texture. I guess the brick folder could have been nice too. But here's the idea. This is going to be the groom's ring. Oops, there we go. Marlene, you're not sure on these dies yet? I wasn't sure either, because I'll tell you, when I got the, when this first came out, it was, you know, like before convention, and I was having nothing to do with it. I was not impressed. I'm like, I don't need any more flower sets, blah, blah, blah. Butterflies, I'm over it. But I'm not over it. I love it. So I got just the stamps. I didn't get the die. Then later, I was like, I do like them. So then I got them. So I kind of screwed myself on that. But I am liking using them. I'll just say that. But if you had, it's just that they're different designs than we have, right? I still have the layering circles, which has the scallops and the planes, and I use those. So I forget which size it was, but it fit right in there. It looks like it's about 2 3/16 or so. Um, but so let's put our rings together. So I want to interlock them. So what you have to do is just snip this just once, and then we decide where we're going to put it. Now I'm going to glue this down on my paper so that the cut is behind this ring. So then you don't even see. So see, like that, that works. So I can go ahead and actually, let me glue this down. And then we're going to make a diamond out of some glimmer paper. All right, so I'm just putting glue around here. I'm leaving it kind of open there just because I don't know. There we go. All right, let me just get that. And then all I have to do, and see, you can barely see it, but I'm going to put that so this ring covers that up. All right, and I don't want them side by side exactly. I want it kind of up a little, and then I'm going to have my diamond right there. So I'm going to put glue there. Oh, now this is kind of dumb. I have to put, I got to hold this up, I guess, and put glue this way. All right, I'm going to get it going there. Hold this down, and then I'm just going to pick up the rings and add glue where I need it. I was trying to use the, oh, nice, Penny, your niece is getting married and your cousin is celebrating their wedding anniversary. Aw. We'll get your circle dies out, and then you can make this. But I was hoping to use the countryside corners labels to at least start the diamond, just because of the shape that it is. Because it's kind of I have to hold this. So it's kind of got like that kind of shape on the top. And I thought, I'll do that, and then I'll just cut it this way, and then that's a diamond. Well, they were too big. Like even the smallest one, too big. So dumb, dumb, dumb. All right, and we're add a little bit of glue right here. And I don't want to pick it up so much that it like makes a crease mark in my foil paper. All right, but that's good. I love it. All right, so whatever foil paper you have, this is glimmer, and this is from a bunch of years ago. So it's probably the Shetty kind of glimmer paper. We did have, oh, we do still have that silver and gold shimmer adhesive to where it's adhesive on the one side. I don't think that's what this is, because this is thicker. No, it's not. So I'm just going to hand cut what I think a diamond is going to look like. And let's just go, it's only going to be about this tall. And let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm just kind of trimming to where it kind of looks evenish. That kind of messed up. All right, that looks good enough. Right? That's, yeah. And I'm going to put it right there. Obviously, if you have a die that says, oh, this is a diamond shaped die, but I think that's good enough. And you could make one that was round, yeah, Peggy, at least make it 10 carats, right? That could be a little bit bigger, couldn't it? Yeah. And I could have it cut. Let's see, how big can I make it to where it doesn't look completely dumb? So I just like to cut, like I'm eyeballing to make sure they're similar-ish. And this actually looks like it could be a coffin too. I mean, really, what's the difference? No, I'm kidding. All right, and then this. So now it needs to come in more. And now that might be like too crazy. Oh, actually, I kind of like it. All right, I'll save the little one. But if you had champagne glimmer paper, if you had something else, it could be. Now we're gonna pop this, glue it at the bottom and pop it up. You could make chocolate diamonds or whatever color. All right, let's pop this. Oops. Dropping all my glue dots. All right. And then all we have to do is stamp a greeting. So this is good if, oh, look at that. That dimensional really wants to be with me. I'm your biggest fan. Yep, I know. All right. But this is good if you don't know what the colors are or the theme for the person's wedding. Like just a generic. And then we'll glue this. Oh man, I really like it. Then we're going to glue this down. And then we want to stamp a greeting that says, congratulations. And yeah, if you have silver foil paper, that can be silver or platinum. I mean, they both look silver to me. I don't know. But I like this. This was, like I said, brushed metallic. So it had like 3 different colors of goldish. But I think this is more of a champagne. I'm not sure, but you know, you make it whatever. Our bubblegum ring, I like it. All right, so the greeting. What did I want to use? I think I was going to use this, the congratulations from Stippled Rose. Thanks, Gail. And this is one, I don't always put the stickers on all my stamps, but I like to really get in here and trim them close. I don't like to catch any edges. So when I do that, like with these little words, I do put the stickers on. All right, so we need a scrap of white, and I need to check my notes. What was I going to stamp this in? Glimmer paper, metallic foil. Oh, I didn't pick anything. All right, I'm afraid if I use my gold, it's not going to match, but let's try it anyway. All right, and this is what I was going to do that with. So we want our Stamp and Emboss Buddy, Stamp Emboss Buddy, whatever, that you actually can only get in a little kit now. Toni has the rings and Gail will do the bride and groom card. Oh, nice. All right, what am I doing? Versamark. And I'm going to hand cut this in a minute. So let's do that. I actually had my gold powder out for the third one, so we're just going to use it. I'm just afraid it's not the same color as this foil. All right, I like to hit this a couple times with the powder. Give it a good whack. That. All right, that'll do. And then I'm going to get my heat tool and we're going to cook this up. And while that's cooking, I'm going to think, what gems other than rhinestones? That looks good. I agree with Sue that I do think the Stampin' Up! Powder cooks pretty good, pretty quickly, rather. But I do still have other people's embossing powders because I like Brutus Monroe. I think if you're looking for a white embossing powder, and if you run out, God forbid, because you can only get Stampin' Ups in a 3-pack now. But he has a good white, and I like his gold. It's glittery. I think it's called Glitz or something. Ugh, I can't remember. But it's definitely glittery. Oh, I like this. Okay. Ooh, yeah. All right. Now this one, I'm not going to rip. I am going to cut this straight. And I want that to come all the way to the edge. I feel like that's a lot there. I think I'm going to put it down here. And we're just going to angle it. All right. So we're going to glue this flat. And I'm ignoring the fact that I used the pen on that. Now I'm taking it over a little bit so then I can just trim it and make it perfectly straight. Oh, I like that. So yeah, just this little bit hanging off. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, make your own diamond shape. And if you don't have glitter paper, just use regular paper and cover it with glue, like, or tape, whatever, and add real glitter. And then you can make your own glitter paper. But I'm liking that. I think maybe just regular rhinestones, right? Or some of these sparkle gems. These are a little bit bigger. Ooh, that might work. Okay. Because we can still have, oh yeah, okay, let's do this. We can make it like, instead of like other diamonds, let's just put a sparkle gem on both sides. Okay, I'm liking this. And, oh, I like that. Oh, let's do another one. Let's do a little one now next to it. This is kind of like freestyle. I didn't have any of this planned. And we'll do a little one. Yes, and then it'll still be odd numbers. Oops, this foil is slippery. Because we've got 4 gems and then the big gem, our diamond. I kind of like that as far as the blingity bling. Hey, Gloria. I think I'm going to leave it. Thought maybe this might be too much. One there, one there. Looks like I'm going to have to get some more of these glimmer dots because I'm using up all the small ones. All right, I'm going to leave that like that. So this is a good card, like if you don't know, like I said, the colors or the theme of the wedding. And then when you open it up, what you can do is add just a little strip of paper across here, like make a little belly band, glue it on both sides, and then you can tuck in a gift card or money or something, whatever you want to give them. So, all right, so that's our wedding card. Now, obviously, this one, you can't just change the greeting and make it whatever you want, but it could be an anniversary card, I guess. All right, still celebrating. Ooh, I might need more water. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I love it too. I only know one couple that's getting married next year, and they're getting married on a beach or down at the beach. So I think I'm gonna have to make something different from them for them. Um, all right. So Penny, I might mail that one to you. I don't know. Okay, so next, let's talk about anniversary card. Where did I put my papers? Oh, right here. So I was making this one, cutting all the pieces up, and I realized it fit in with last Friday's craft roulette. So like I had anniversary salad colors. It can be any colors you want, right? Salad. So I figured green and yellow. It's kind of like marshmallow fluff or ambrosia or something. Sometimes that's like yellowish, orangish. So Penny, you need a blind groom. Oh, Peggy, that's awesome. 50 years. So yeah, when I was coming up with this card, Karen, excuse me, Karen Titus, she's not my upline. She's my friend Virginia's upline. And I always run into her when we go to convention. And it's her husband's 75th birthday this month, and they are celebrating their 50th anniversary. So I thought, well, I'm going to make this and send it to her. Um, So when I was also looking up 50th anniversary, it came up as flowers were yellow roses or violets. And I don't have any violets. So I was like, well, I have roses. Um, but as far as the craft roulette, new is because I'm going to use this new stamp set, this new happy anniversary from the Layers of Beauty. Like I haven't even used any of this yet. So that's going to be that. Now again, you can change this to birthday, whatever. Then we've got a folded corner. So I had to add that at the end, but we're gonna do lemon lolly for our base. And we've got 5.5 by 8.5. Penny's on Facebook, Karen. Yep. So score that in half. And this is going to be a portrait card. Then I took Lemon Lolly again, because you know I love the tone on tone. So we did 4 by 5 1/4, and I did that cane weave embossing folder. Now I want to rough this up some. So this time I'm just going to take this this end of my bone folder. Now you can also you can use the other bone folder. Where's my Stampin' Up one? Not handy, but you can take the older one and do like this. You can also use your finger, like if your fingernails are okay. But I'm just gonna run this just to give it a little bit of sticking up. And it doesn't have to be even. If it rips a little bit, that's okay. I've done this before where I've actually crinkled it up, and you can do that. And see, this wants to rip with this cane embossing folder, but that's okay. We want it to look weathered. Yeah, Peggy, 50 years is an accomplishment. And you guys are both still alive and breathing and together. That's awesome. Time served is right. All right, so that's going to be our base. I'm liking that. I am going to end up folding both of these corners in. I like that. All right. Do I want to attach it yet? Yeah, I'm just going to glue this on, because I have to add some numbers and some words. Now the flowers I already stamped. I put those in my Stamparatus and stamped a couple times with Memento, and I did it twice in case I messed up. And I die cut these. Ooh. Then I die cut some of the extra leaf pieces out of Old Olive. So we're gonna do Lemon Lolly, Old Olive, some Daffodil Delight as far as the rose colors. And I don't know how many of these leaves I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna punch out these 3, that'll be fine. So I like when dies come with extra pieces like this to, add to your bouquet or whatever, but I find I don't always use them. So I have to try to make myself remember. And I'm gonna, might as well pop these out, the centers of these leaves. I'm like, do I leave them in? No, let's pop them out, because my luck, 1 or 2 may fall out during transit, and then they'll think I was just too lazy to pop them out. So let's just get rid of them. But yeah, what a same month to have a big birthday like that and a 50-year anniversary. And it's also 50 is gold. So like if you look at the whatever metallics you're supposed to use. So it's gold. So, all right, what else do I have? Let's get rid of these. Oh, I've got white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. Let me go ahead and put that in. And all right. Now I cut these 2 pieces out of, I think it's the Nested Essentials dies. I cannot remember, and I didn't grab them. I may not use both. I don't know yet, but I've got this. This is what I'm going to stamp happy anniversary on. So again, you could use this idea, but just make it birthday, right? 40 years are good too. Absolutely. Yep. Any years are good at this rate, right? Or at this stage. All right, let's do that. Put that away for a minute. So I already cut, this is what I used, our self-adhesive, the glimmer paper. So we do have this in gold and silver. So I cut it out of the gold. I also cut these same numbers. These are called Alphabet a la Mode dies, and they're kind of like tall and skinny. 1/2 inch wide and 1.5 inches tall. So I cut this out of the white cardboard that comes with our designer paper. And I did that because just cutting these out of paper is skinny, like it's just not very sturdy. So let's just put a couple dots of glue here. And I need like 4 hands. All right, let's try this. I'm lucky I can move this around a little bit. So you want to layer it up. If you don't have the cardboard from your designer paper, just cut a layer of cardstock. White, or in this case, you could do the lemon lolly, so it might blend in a little bit. Anything, really. I just had a scrap of this white cardboard, and I was like, I'll just use that. And even though it is adhesive, like it's gonna stick, you know, I just don't trust it. All right. I like it. Now, I wasn't too sure about gold with yellow. I thought, that might be kind of dumb. That might be too yellowy, but we're gonna go with it. So if you're gonna make this a birthday instead of a anniversary, you know, pick whatever numbers or leave the numbers off. Whatever. All right, so here's the plan. I can do it sideways, in which case I may have wanted the other ones. I want to tuck a couple of these behind there. And then I wanted to have this like kind of in the corner. And then the happy anniversary to come. I was thinking over here, but then these would have to be like, let's emboss this greeting. How about that? And then we're going to see how these are going to come together. And this, the happy anniversary, does fit on here, like just barely. This is probably something I could have done this embossing piece ahead of time, but doesn't always work out like that. All right, let's do this and hope it got it. So Gloria, at Gale, do you know the frame dies from Paper Pumpkin Kit match the frame dies from the Citrus Blooms die set? Oh, interesting. Gloria, do you mean the Paper Pumpkin Kit that we just got this week? Because I haven't opened mine, other than to like pull it out and see what the ink spot was. I'm happy to get that Shy Shamrock or whatever it was. All right. Let me funnel this back in. Oh, these numbers reminded me, and actually, Gloria, good reminder, Paper Pumpkin. So I think it's the August kit that's coming up, has an extra stamp set in it, or it's going to have an extra stamp set in it. And it looks like it's numbers. So you could do like, you know, if you had a birthday, anything that you needed numbers. So looks like it's a pretty decent size from what I can tell. Okay, let's hold this up and cook this. Get my little hands that Di gave me. That one went really quick. So yeah, Gloria, yes on June's kit. Okay, cool. I didn't realize that that was going to be a thing. All right, now we've got our numbers. We're going to color these real quick. I want lemon lolly dark and light. And then I wanted daffodil. All right, so I think daffodil is going to be like the darker of the colors. So I'm just kind of going to go around the darker areas of these flowers. And I have to pay attention because last time I colored something as a flower, but it was really supposed to be a leaf. I mean, not that it really is critical. Did I do it again? No. All right. So yeah, with these stipple things, I kind of just look at the dots that they have and try to follow that with shading. I think then we got another one up here. All right, so that was the light daffodil. Now let's go with dark lemon lolly and just add some more willy-nilly color. I'm not real good with the shading. I just want it to be a little bit different, like so that you can see different layers. All right, let's go here. And then I'll color the rest with the light lemon lolly. And I just go over the whole thing. So when I stamped this, I did it on thick, basic white, thick paper. And I used Memento. So that is a water-based ink. So, you know, water-based ink, alcohol markers, permanent ink, watercolor markers, or watercolor crayons, you know, opposites. Let's do this little bud. All right, I think some of that's supposed to be a little bit green. All right, so we have some variation. That's good. And then greens, I want old olive. And this is an old one. This is a medium. Granny apple. Light. Okay, I'll use my old ones. It'll be fine. All right, so these I'm going to use the, oh, that is barely there. Okay. So my bullet tip is disappearing. Oh, look, see there, I missed a yellow spot. Let's just pick whatever this is. Daffodil. Oh, dark daffodil. So my bullet tip on this, practically dead, but the brush end still works. So keep them till they completely dry up. All right, I'm just like doing a little dot. So with just two colors, then I take the light color and I go all over it. And I can tell this one is starting to go. But that's okay. I'm going to use it till it's totally dried up. All right, one more. All right. Oop, green. I forgot the same flower twice. Funny. Okay. And then why not Wink of Stella? And I'm going to hit all these flowers. And I know it doesn't always show up on the camera, but in real life, sparkly, sparkly. All right, so I like that. I think in my camera, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of difference between the yellow and the green. Oh, Lord. All right, so let's see. We want this at an angle maybe, because I want to put this here. Maybe put that like that. Yeah, okay. So let's glue this down flat. or as flat as I can get it. And let's see, was it like that? Yeah. Let's run it right to the edge of the card. Press this down. Oh, pretty roses. Thanks, Penny. Yeah, any flower will do. Any rose set you have. I just use these just because when I looked it up, the 50th anniversary said yellow roses. Oh, that looks a little bit crooked, doesn't it? Oh. All right, re-glue. That's going to bother me. Add more glue. All right, that's going to fix it. It'll be fine. All right. Lisa, your 29th anniversary is next month. Nice. 35 years together. See, we're like that too. We'll have this year was our 22nd anniversary, but 34 together. So, yeah, we started in 1990. I mean, I was just in no rush, right? What's the harm in waiting? Okay. Ooh, I like that. And I did want to add a couple of these, just extra. So I'm just going to glue these down. And we've got our bent corners. And yeah, I'm gonna have to like take a picture of this and get it posted to Craft Roulette like pretty quick after I finish up here. I am always like last minute with them. I used to be at least every other week I would get something done and posted, but it just hadn't been happening lately. There's just not enough time for all the things. But I do still enjoy watching them. All right, I am loving this. Okay. Now I do want to pop this up, even though I think that's going to make putting the 50 on there a little bit challenging. But I'm just going to have to strategically glue them on because I don't have, oh, where's the 5? Here it is. I didn't cut them out of the foam adhesive. So we're going to make it work. All right. Ooh. And here I thought, oh, if I only do 3 things, I won't run over time. But I think it was all the talking at the beginning. My bad. Because it's gift box. You know how I like making boxes. And this can be for any occasion. All right. Ooh, yeah. Let's put that right there. And then, yeah. I feel like it's going to get lost. But it definitely gets lost if I put it on top of the flowers. Yeah, I'm just going to put them here. Even though it's going to be like higher and then lower, that's fine. Like they're not going to be the same height just because the flowers are popped up. So let me just hold that there for a sec. Yeah, it'll be fine. Talk myself into it. I'm not a total fan of the gold on yellow. I am going to admit that. Oh, Penny, outline in black. You know, I wish I would, because I could have offset them, that's for sure. Like cut another layer of numbers. And then, yeah, that would have worked well. Like you can see it when you're really looking, but I do like that idea. I think if I make this again, actually, I'll do another, before I take pictures, I'll do that. I'll offset and then at least put it over top of here just to take the picture. But I don't see my Winkostella. So yeah, if you need a birthday card, you just change the greeting. If you don't like yellow roses. You use whatever you want, whatever flower the person likes. And we've got our bent corners. Mmm. And I don't really think I need doodads per se because of this gold, but if anything, ooh, I want to say pearls, iridescent pearls. I think the only thing I had that was like lemon lolly was, I think I got rid of those because those were last year embellishments. Clear, daffodil delight, lemon lime twist. Yep. Okay. If anything, yeah, let's do a little iridescent pearls. Why not? One, two, three. Let's do big one. We still want an odd number. Oh, these are really tiny. Like the dollop of glue I put down was bigger than. Oh, wait, I got that glue everywhere. Let me get rid of that one. That's a goner. So the squirt of glue I put is bigger than the actual pearls. All right, let's do two down here. These are so tiny. Ah, I feel like they need to be bigger because of the size of these flowers, but I'm leaving it. All right, so there's our anniversary card that you can barely see. You can color the pearls. Oh, yeah. With the Stampin' Blends. I wonder if that would make the shine, the iridescentness of it go away. That's something I might have to try. I have a feeling it would cover it up, like it still wouldn't be iridescent-y or whatever. Let's make up a word, right? Okay. Now let's do a gift box. And I do need something to write on. Because I do like to give you a picture or a pattern, really. So this will be a two-piece box, meaning a bottom and a top. So when I draw this out, let me move this. And I like to make a gift box that you see the bottom a little bit more. So we're gonna make the bottom has to be taller. The walls of it have to be taller than the top. So we're gonna start with our box. Now this is sized. I got out my checkbook and took out a check. A check happens to be approximately 2 3/4 by 6. So our box is going to be 6 1/4 wide and 3 inches tall. Money is just a little bit smaller. All right. So here's the base of both our pieces. Then let's pick two different colors for. Sorry, gotta get in here. Top and bottom. So our bottom, we want to be, like I said, I want it to be taller. So I want that to be 1.5. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So 3 plus 3, let's write this here, is 6. Is that right? Yeah, 6. Oh, 6 1/4. No, I did measurements wrong somewhere. Nope, that's it. 3 plus 3, 6 by 6 1/4 plus 3 is 9 1/4. All right. Then same diagram. We'll put the top pieces in green. So we want these layers. This will still be 3. This will still be 6 1/4. We want this to be 1, 1, 1. So our top piece is going to be 3 plus 2 will be 5 by 8 1/4. And I hope this green isn't too terrible of a green. Now, the thing to remember when you're making a two-piece box is either the top has to be a little bit bigger or the bottom has to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do the bottom a little bit smaller. So my shorthand is just to put a less than sign. So when I cut this, and less than for me means like 1/8 of an inch. So let me double check. 6 1/4. Yep. So let's cut our bottom piece first. So 6 by 9 1/4. And this time I'm going with like a woodsy theme. So some people have outdoorsy theme weddings. Like I said, some people have beach, whatever you want. If you know their colors ahead of time, if you know their theme, then you can customize this to what they need. And I also like having 2 different colors. So we're using early espresso for the bottom and shaded spruce for the top. But you use whatever you want. All right, so I need a piece that is 9 1/4 by 6. So let's cut the 9 1/4. And then remember, I want to cut it a smidge. Well, not an 1/8 inch, a 1/16 inch. So here's 9 1/4. One little tick mark is a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to do that. And then here's my 6 line. And one little mark is right there. So instead of saying 5 and 15/16, like I just say less than, and that tells myself, make that a 1/16 inch smaller. And I hope that's right. Sometimes I do an 1/8, I don't know. And then let's just cut this while we're at it. So our top piece was 5 by 8 1/4. All right, now scoring. It's easy peasy. Get your scoreboard. This is one more reason why I prefer to have a scoreboard is you put it right in this corner and you're going to get good measurements every time. If you're going to use your cutter that like has the scoring blade in it, sometimes it's just not like a perfect accurate score. But with this one, it really is. All right, so for our top piece, remember I want this to be 1 inch. So we're just going to score 1 inch all sides. 1 inch, turn, 1 inch, turn, 1 inch, turn, 1 inch. Oh, that was the bottom. Oh my God. All right, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And I'm just going to push this back down the 1 inch side. So I should just recut this because that is going to bother me. But I think it's going to be fine because I can remake it later. You're going to get the point. So bottom piece, 1.5. So score it 1.5, all the sides. All right, 1.5, 1.5. Did that. Top piece, the correct top piece. Yeah, Jamie, now I just have a decorative groove on the bottom piece. And you know, it's actually, yeah, we're going to see it. No, we might not. Because the top piece is going to come and cover it. It's just going to end right there. All right, top piece, 1 inch all around. Now, I'm not doing any stamping on this, but you obviously could. I wouldn't really bother stamping on the bottom piece because you're not going to see most of it. But the top piece you could. We're just going to cover it, so I'm not doing any. If I was just going to add a tag and ribbon, I would do some stamping all over this. But we're not. All right, so putting this together, our side pieces. So we want to come in on all these corners. I want to go straight on the left side of this score mark and then come in and then angle this. So we're making like a wedge, but our side pieces we want to keep straight. So right side of the score mark here, and then angle, and then angle. All right, so this is going to be the side of our box. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Left side, and then angle, and then angle. Right side of the score mark, and then angle, and angle. All right. Now on the bottom piece, see how I cut the score marks this way, up and down? On this piece, I want to go this way. And it's just opposite. Oh, Lisa, you were telling me 1.5. And Sue was yelling at me too. I need to look up more, right? That's all there is to it. I want to squish this down some. But so how I cut like this way on the top, I want to cut this way on the bottom. And it's just so the cardstock and the lumps are more evenly distributed, but same concept. So on the left side of the score mark, and then come in, and then angle that. And then on the right side of the score mark, and then angle, and angle. And I didn't get it exactly right. All right, left side of the score mark, angle, angle. Whoopsie. And then right side, and I'm cutting right along the side of that score mark. All right, and now we're just gonna glue our flaps all up. And hopefully, you do want to bone fold all of them, every single thing. Okay. All these pieces. All right, now this is going to go together like this. We're going to glue our flaps and bring this up. And then we're going to glue these flaps and bring that up. So let's just start here. And don't be shy with your glue. So when you bring these up, you want to get it a nice crisp corner like that. Just hold that. Now, I used to make all these boxes with red line tape or score tape, and you can still use that if you want. But I found that even with the red line tape, like here, I still even have some, it does add a little bit more bulk to this, and it makes your boxes maybe a little bit tighter, and you might not want it. So I've been using the glue for a while. All right, and then our last one. So see how tall this is? I mean, you don't think 1.5 inches is really that tall, but for a little gift box, you can actually put quite a bit of stuff in here. But you see how a check, you can see check or cash, and you could even crinkle up some paper, paper shred, whatever, and add that. So then we're going to do the same thing here. Let's do all of our scores, all of our burnish, on our shaded spruce. Yeah, some people I know had a baby shower, I guess 2 or 3 years ago, and they had like a woodland theme. So this would have been good for that. All right, now same thing. We're just gonna put glue on our tabs and bring them up. Let's see, oops, there we go. Nice and straight. Or straight-ish. I hear something outside. I don't know if it's an animal or a child, like screaming a little bit. Seems like it's a little late for a little person to be outside. Hey, Di. Well, at least you're here. And hopefully your neighbor, if she needed to talk to you, she needed to talk to you. So it's a good thing you were there for her. Oh, Penny, thanks. These are getting a little bit ratchety, actually. Jamie gave me the overlays. I had pink, and then she gave me the cool 80s checks. All right, so we've got our top and our bottom, and hopefully, perfect, perfect, perfect. So when your box pieces don't fit right, this is your bottom will be like gapped. Like if it's pushed in like this, that means things are too tight. But look at that. This is like perfect all the way around. They must be taking a walk outside at 9:10. What? It's not Halloween. What in the world? It's time for bed. It's definitely the neighbors. All right. So here's our box. Now I want to do a little bit of decorating. Actually, I'll leave that up there. All right. So I wanted to, since I said this was going to be outdoorsy, I went ahead and stamped and cut out a bunch of trees, shaded spruce ink on basic white paper. This is the Forever Forest bundle, or not a bundle anymore. I got it as a bundle. And then cut out with the dies. It's still available, but as separates now. Then I've got a piece of basic white. This is 2.5 by 5 3/4. So I just took it down like what, a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch from the base measurement. And then I've got a piece. This is the Country Woods paper. This back is like petal pink, so I wanted the woodsy print to show. So I am going to just glue that on. And then we're going to have some trees, Maybe I'll do 2 trees here. And then the greeting I brought out was, "Oh, happy day." This was from Kindness Expressions. So whatever, you could do birthday, you could do, anniversary, whatever you want. But we need a scrap of, I'm going to do the shaded spruce. And I'm not attaching this yet. You will see what is going to happen. All right, so let's add a little bit of our embossing buddy. And then we'll grab the Versamark that I just put away because that was smart. All right, ink, ink, ink. All right, let's do this. Oh, yeah. All right, and then I'm just going to use the gold since I've got that out. But if you had brown, like if you had early espresso embossing powder, that would be nice. I could have stamped it in early espresso, but I just don't think it would stand out as much. If you embossed it with early espresso, because I do have some powder from years ago, that color, I just think that would stand out more. All right, now let's heat this up. Di, you missed it earlier. I was using your little hands that you gave me because my embossing pieces were a lot smaller. All right, so I want this. It's going to be like right there. And I'm going to grab a circle punch. Oh. Now I'm just going to grab the biggest one I have, which is 2.5 inches. I hope that is big enough. Oh, look, perfect. All right, so 2.5 inch circle punch. Oh. Now, if you wanted to cut like a 3-inch piece, like if you wanted to layer this, I'm not gonna bother with that. So I want this down here. All right, so I wanted my ribbons. We're using white ribbon. This pack, petal pink and white combo, 1/4 inch. I just got it maybe a couple weeks ago, but haven't opened it yet. All right, now remember, if you weren't here at the beginning, well, you wouldn't remember, but I'm going to show you. Yikes! For those that want to hang around, I've got some close to my heart stuff to show you, and actually, I'll show you a little album that I worked on with Rose this weekend. Oh, this is pretty thick. This is nice. All right, so I'm going to tie this first. And I'm going to leave kind of a long tail, because when I go to actually use this, now look, oh, happy day. That can be birthday. That can be shower, can be anything. All right, I want to tie this like on the side or right at the edge here. All right, so I like to tie in a knot first just because I can't work it otherwise. All right, now turn it upside down, and I really, I like this ribbon a lot more than I expected. It is nice. All right. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Now this, I want to pop up. So I need to drag this around to the side of the box. So just carefully drag it on over. Nice. And then I'm going to pop this up. So I don't want to trap this ribbon because I may just want to slide this off. I don't know. No, because I need to untie it. It doesn't matter. Let's use some foam. How about that? Just because this is going to go super quick. But I think here the important part is the measurement for this box, because it will hold a check, which I still sent out checks this year for graduation. I had a bunch of cards to make. They all got their $50 check. But I feel like they need checks, right? Because they need to figure out how to deal with them, whether it's through mobile bank pay or having their parents do it for them. Like, they have to do it. So you could just change these papers and colors, and it is for any occasion. All right, I feel like I got that pretty good. And we're just going to glue these down. And I can hang it off the side a little bit. And I'm not worried that this is not going to be in the middle. Where's my other? So it looks like I only have room for one more tree. Oh yeah, I like it. I mean, really, I could put one here, but it kind of gets lost. So no, not doing it. Let's find, where did I put my dimensionals that I had? Because I just want to pop that up. All right, I'm going to find them later, I guess. So pop this greeting up. And like I said, check or money or a bunch of gift cards will fit in here. And making your own paper shred. If you have those scissors that we used to have that cut like 3 at a time, use those. Or you can just use regular scissors, cut strips, or cut your paper. Use your paper cutter to cut strips. Get all these off, make them longer, really, and then just crinkle them up. And then you have your own crinkle paper to coordinate. All right. Oh, happy day. Oh, thanks, Sue. And then gems, let's put some of the new metallic gems. I like these. These have the same shape as my favorite gilded gems, but they're not nearly as tall. So we're gonna have to do gold with this. Let's do 1, 2. Let's just do 3. So we'll do 1 big one, 2 little ones, and then that is our gift box. But yeah, make this for birthdays, um, wedding shower, you just change the colors and the stamps and the theme. Thanks, Di. Thanks, Gail, Gloria. All right. And as always, I will have my measurements up this weekend. Let me put this away. So there's that card. Here's our anniversary card that I'm going to mail off. And then the wedding card where we made rings out of glimmer paper and some foil. So that's tonight's project. Yeah, Gloria, I love making my own boxes too. I just, I can generally make a box quicker than I can wrap something. Like by the time you get everything out, all your wrapping paper, like all you have to do is measure stuff, right? And then you can make a box. All right, hold please. So I wanted to show you just a couple things, kits, and then some of the close to my heart stuff. All right. But for everybody else, if you don't want to hang on, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you. Let's look at, and it's only a couple packs. All right. So first off, I'm going to post this on my page. It's a close to my heart and Stampin' Up like color combination, but you can see by looking at these, they're not exact matches. They're just helping you recommended color match. So I ordered 2 packs of their 12 by 12 because I figured this is awesome for scrapbooking projects when you're trying to make your own scrapbooks when sometimes you need 12 by 12. So their paper, sorry, this is called Pumpkin, and it is lighter than our pumpkin pie. So yeah, it coordinates well enough, but this is definitely a little bit darker or brighter. I'm waiting to see what colors we're having. Good night, Anna. Thank you. I'm waiting to see what kind of Halloween papers we're going to get in the next mini catalog. The other pack I got is called Jade. Now, they have a lot of shades of green, but this one I was hoping would be more like garden green. Well, this is garden green, and this is the Jade. So garden green is a lot darker than their Jade. And then I brought in Old Olive because I thought, well, would that be better? Old Olive is a lot lighter. So they still they all look good together. But I'm going to have to see, like, once we get the holiday papers. I'm definitely excited, though, that they've got these 12 packs. And this is a lighter color on the back. I should have showed that. They're two tones. So the lighter color, one side's lighter. So still doesn't match with garden green. It didn't match with any colors I had, really. Penny, how do you buy them? Well, I can put the orders in because I am a former customer. You can order this close to my heart stuff if you were a former customer or a former maker or a former, what do they call it, VIP, which I never even knew what that was about. Some kind of, you got something special, I don't know. But I used to order them, so I can get stuff and I can have it shipped. So this is the kit that I just got. So if there's anything you want, though, you just have to tell me, and I can put it in, and it'll come right to you. So I just got their Lake Life Workshop kit. This kit makes 3 12 by 12 layouts, and it's like $33.95. And it comes with all the pieces and all the parts. And look at this, like a color printout of how to make your pages. So I love it. It tells you like other ink pads that you need, which are, obviously optional, but it's got all the measurements because you're going to cut all the pieces, and it, gives you colors. I just, I think this is a good value. And of course, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do their layouts, you don't have to. Just like the Club Scrap, when I get those, if I don't want to do those layouts, I can just do whatever I want. But it's kind of taken the hard work out. Like they do the hard work for you by coming up with all the measurements and the layouts. So I love it. All these die cuts. There's cardstock. They even put photo mats in here. I really hope we're going to get more of this. Well, in fact, I got an email yesterday that we've got the July, August things out. This was June. Now, all this stuff is always like while supplies last. And since they bought whatever they could from Close to My Heart before they closed, it really is limited. So, like, if you see it and you want it, you just got to let me know and I can put the orders in. Um, but look, die cuts, that looks cool. Photo mats, like, so they even cut, and these are thin, but it'll say, place 3x4 photo here. I think that's cool. Die cuts or stickers. These are stickers. Oh, nice. So not that I'm like on the lake a lot, but I have been a couple times when I've been to Virginia's house. Granted, it was in November and we didn't do lake things, but I figured I could still use these. Lake life. I like that. And these are like green. I know in my camera it looks a little bit like gray. So, yeah, there's 12 by 12. That's good plaid. So I love that it's all together. It's They also have some card kits, which I haven't really paid attention to. Now these are definitely die cuts. They're not stickers. So you just pop these out, put them on. Ooh, this is a nice. This is part of a layout with the hexagon shapes. So more than I thought. Oh, and look here on the back. It even had Project 1, Project 1, Project 2. So these look like good instructions. I don't know why these are one-sided, but whatever. So I'm going to look at what just came out. Oh, and then we've got some solid cardstock too. Like a light greenish blue, 4 pieces, and then a darker green. Interesting. So I really do hope they have more of these. Because I think it's a good product. All right, what else? One other thing. I was going to show you some kits, but I don't really have time. I'll show those next week. How about that? But I do want to show you an album that Rose and I worked on this weekend. So I haven't finished this, but I was practicing with a spot, well, like a covered wrapped cover method from Country Craft Creations. They call this a lay flat method, and it really does. Like this whole book lays flat. So it's got what, like 8 pages? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Oh, 7 pages. And then I put pockets on the front and back. And I actually used, instead of designer paper, I used an old paper pumpkin kit. This is from 2018. So I use the envelope some, and I use the card bases and cut them up. And I was planning on making this like my birthday book. Like I can put birthday pages or pictures from anywhere really, and just have this not just from one event but a bunch of events. But this is my prototype. I did have to change the measurements from what we had. But I was happy with this lay flat cover. Like, look at that. It's cool. You wrap each individual piece, like this part and then this part and the back. But just the fact that it does lay flat when you're looking at it, I think that's pretty cool. Um, so more to come on that because I'm sure oh, here's those dimensionals I was using earlier. I will get pictures in that and then, probably make a video to show you how to make that. So thanks again for hanging out, everyone. Di, you want to see my nose holes there? See how they're not the same? Like this one's taller, but hopefully it'll be just like once all the swelling's gone down, it'll be hopefully it'll be fine. Right? Whatever. At least they got all the cancer out. That's the important part, right? Yeah, Jamie, I thought it was super cool too. And it's a good sized book. It was like 6 by 8 or something like that, or 6 by 8.5 or something or other. Like a decent amount of pictures can go in that. And it was easy enough putting together. Um, so yeah, next week is the 27th, and I think I'm going to be using Rose's favorite set, the ice cream swirl, because I got that, it's summertime. I got it like a month or two ago. Thanks, Cynthia, and thanks, Di. And anyway, beginning of summer, we might as well use the ice cream swirl. Thanks, Peggy. Yep, I will see y'all later. So have a great weekend. Catch Sue tomorrow cruising through ink. She is on Facebook. She'll be on Facebook at 7 p.m. tomorrow, Friday. And then Gail will be online, YouTube and Facebook. She's Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So thanks again for everybody for being here, hanging out, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.